No one's showing up to rescue you. No one's coming to drag you out of bed, to shut off the TV, or to tell you it's time to move. No one's knocking on your door with a golden opportunity or a perfect plan. That responsibility? It's yours. Always has been. If you're waiting for someone to give you permission to chase your dreams, you'll be waiting forever. It's on you to take the first step, to face the challenge head on, whatever that challenge may be. You might win, you might fail, but either way, you grow, you improve, you get stronger. There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes no one's coming to save him. That moment? That's when a boy becomes a man. Sadly, some never reach it. They stay stuck, waiting, hoping, dreaming, but never moving. Here's the truth. Nobody's really thinking about you. And I don't say that to be harsh. I say it to set you free. People are too busy with their own lives, their own struggles, their own chaos. So stop living for their approval. Stop assuming they're watching and judging every move you make. They're not. Look around. There was no magical support team, no perfect mentor, no cheering squad. It was just you. You're the one who dragged yourself out of the pit. You're the one who kept going when you had every reason to quit. You built something from nothing, and that matters. I've been there too, waking up with anxiety so heavy it felt like I couldn't even breathe. I looked in the mirror and barely recognized the person staring back. And the hardest part, I knew what I needed to do. That's never the issue. It's not the what, it's the how. How do you push yourself when you're drowning in fear, when you're overwhelmed, when your heart feels like it's caving in? That's the real challenge. That's the million-dollar question. And the answer: you learn to lead yourself, to guide yourself. You become your own coach, your own motivator, your own voice of reason. Because if you wait until you feel like doing the hard thing, you'll never do it. Dreams don't come to those who wait. They come to those who act, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. You weren't always like this. You didn't grow up hiding from effort, avoiding silence, or fearing solitude. Somewhere along the way, though, life got louder, and you forgot how to be alone with yourself. But there's a kind of power, freedom even, that comes when you finally admit something. No one's coming to push you. You're always going to have to be the one to start the engine. The truth is, most of us can't stand being left alone. Not really. That's why we scroll. That's why we binge. That's why we fill every moment with noise. Because sitting in silence, face to face with your own thoughts, that's scary. But that's also where growth happens. So make it a mission to become your own best company. Learn to be okay in your own skin. Become someone you'd actually want to be around. Most of what I've achieved in my life, I did it alone. No applause, no encouragement. No one checking in to say, keep going. Just me, doing the work when no one was watching. And yeah, I'm still hard on myself, but I also know what I've built. I know the price I paid. If you want to build something meaningful, something that lasts, you have to walk some of that road alone. Even when you're part of a team, there are miles you'll have to cover solo. That's just how it goes. Here's the part no one wants to hear. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares if you had a tough upbringing. Nobody cares if your schedule's packed or your bank account's empty. Life doesn't hand out passes. You want something? Stop waiting for someone to fix it for you. Save yourself. And I know how it feels. Falling into a hole so deep you can't see a way out. I've been there. But that moment, That's where your version of personal growth begins. Because that's when you finally understand. The only way out is to build your own ladder, step by step. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it works. You take that mindset Kobe talked about, boos don't block dunks, and you realize something powerful. You can get so good, they can't stop you. Not the hate, not the noise, not even your own doubt. Every person who ever made something of themselves, they had to go through this exact phase, the in-between, the lonely middle, when you don't belong with your old crowd anymore, but you haven't earned your place in the new one either. And it feels like a waste. You question everything. You wonder if it's worth it. But here's the signal that you're actually on the right path. People start talking. You get pushback. You get criticism. You get hate. That's the sign. That's the proof. The world doesn't react unless you're making waves. So keep going. Keep climbing. Nobody's coming to do it for you. But you've got this. Let me say this loud and clear. No one's coming. If you've been sitting there, waiting for someone to notice your potential, to hand you a chance, to fix your life, it's time to snap out of it. That moment isn't coming. Nobody's going to swoop in and save you. That's not how life works. The moment you step out into the world on your own, you become your own parent, your own coach, your own safety net. Like it or not, your life, your happiness, your success, your future is in your hands now. All of it. And yeah, that's heavy. But it's also freeing, because if no one's coming to rescue you, then you stop waiting and you start moving. There will be seasons where it's just you. No applause, no help, no backup plan. And in those moments, when everything feels quiet and no one's checking in, you've got two options: collapse under it or rise because of it. You've got to be willing to claw your way out, to dig deep and put in the work, and no one can do that part for you. It's all about ownership, accountability, self-discipline. Not the flashy kind people post about. I'm talking about the boring, brutal kind that happens behind closed doors when nobody's watching and nobody cares. No cavalry is coming, no magical moment, no mentor walking out of the fog to say, "Hey, I believe in you." I didn't get that. Most of us didn't. We had to figure it out, brick by brick. We had to become the hero of our own story, not because we wanted to, but because no one else was showing up. And it's not easy. Some days you'll feel like giving up. Some days you will give up, but then you'll get back up. That's what counts. Sometimes you've got to become your own corner man, your own pep talk, your own reason to keep fighting. You might come from pain. You might come from nothing. But if you're going to move forward, you have to decide, am I going to change myself? Or am I going to keep blaming everything and everyone else? Most people choose blame. They rewrite the story to make everyone else the villain. Why? Because it's easier than facing the truth. You have to change. Me? I got used to being on my own. I got comfortable taking risks because for a long time, I didn't have a choice. Everything felt like a risk anyway. Here's the reality. Walking an extraordinary path means you won't be walking with the crowd. And that's not a bad thing. That's the sign you're doing something different. If everyone around you gets it, you're probably not pushing hard enough. If they all approve, maybe you're playing it safe. You'll have moments where you feel completely alone, where the old friendships fade and the new version of you hasn't fully arrived yet. That space in between, that messy, uncertain chapter, that's the making of you. It's uncomfortable, it's quiet, it's real, but it's where the shift happens from who you were to who you're becoming.